Hi everyone, welcome to my lecture on the humerus and the glenohumeral joint. This session continues from the previous recording on the shoulder girdle, so it's essential that you are already familiar with the anatomy of the scapula before we go further. All kinds of pathologies, especially injuries involving these structures, are very common in clinical practice. So I believe you realize how important this topic is, even if you don't plan to be an orthopedist or a physiotherapist in the future. Let's begin with the humerus, the title bone of today's lecture. It is the first structure belonging to the free part of the upper limb. The humerus is a typical long bone, so we can distinguish three main parts. The proximal end of the humerus, extremitas proximalis humeri, the shaft or body of the humerus, corpus humeri, and the distal end of the humerus, extremitas distalis humeri. Now an important question. How can we tell whether it's a right or left humerus? You will find the answer on the next slide. First, we need to get familiar with the structures present at the proximal end, and we will use two illustrations for this purpose. One in anterior view and the other in superior view. What is characteristic is the head, caput. I think its location will not be a problem for you. I marked it in beige on the drawings. It will form the glenohumeral joint. The base of the head is the anatomical neck, column anatomicum, in light blue. Why anatomical? Because in humans, the neck is anatomically located just below the head. Yet we distinguish it separately, as later we will talk about another neck. The next structures are the greater tubercle, tuberculum majus, which is lateral in green, and the lesser tubercle, tuberculum minus, which is medial, in maroon. Perhaps looking at the anterior view, it's hard to distinguish their size, but in the superior view, I think you will have no doubt which is the greater tubercle. These are also structures whose presence helps us distinguish the anterior from the posterior surface, because on the posterior side, only the greater tubercle will be visible. Between the tubercles, there is a groove, and we simply call it the intertubercular groove, sulcus intertubercularis, in orange. I think it is more clearly visible again in the superior projection. Later in your studies, you will learn that the tendon of the biceps brachii muscle passes through this groove. And then it will become clear why this groove exists. From each of the tubercles extend crests, crista. So we have the crest of the greater tubercle, crista tuberculi majoris, and the crest of the lesser tubercle, crista tuberculi minoris. These are important muscle attachment sites, and I have marked them schematically with arrows in the illustration. Now it is time for the second neck. We talked about the anatomical neck, but there is also the surgical neck, column chirurgicum. It is located below the tubercles of the humerus and simultaneously connects the proximal part of the bone with the shaft. Because it is a common site of fractures of the proximal part of this bone, it was named the surgical neck. Now we will talk about the structures located on the body of the humerus. Hi, thank you for watching my video. If you are interested in anatomical lectures, I invite you to my platform schoolofanatomy.com. There you will find full-length lecture videos where I discuss every topic using specific anatomical illustrations, and I also translate anatomical terms into Latin. You will also find numerous topic-based quizzes to test your knowledge. If you would like to receive regular doses of anatomy content, subscribe to my channel and sign up for the newsletter. I share every new lecture published on the platform, and every fifth lecture is available in a full version on YouTube. All links you will find in the video description. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon. School of Anatomy, Maciej Haberk.